Hello, y'all. First, y'all pray for me because I'm about to, due to what's happened this week, all my videos are now pushed back for recording today. So now I got like 6 videos to do in one day. Let's hope that I make it through all 6 of these videos. But today, we got the darn gonna call out Drew Sidora from darn gonna Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know about a month back I had to go on ahead and drag darn gone Kenya a little bit. She since acknowledged her darn gone wrong, and she's conversed with natives and all of that. And like I said in my video, just because you're a black person that descends from Native American ancestry and it's part of your culture, don't mean you get to make a mockery of tribal, and then especially since she wasn't wearing no Pacific thing. I mean, even though that would be just as bad, but making a generalized caricature of Native American culture is still very distasteful. And so if y'all didn't see that video, I'll have it floating up around here somewhere. But today we got to call out Drew Sidora, because Drew Sidora is one of the darn gone girls who's on the hypocrisy list. Because I remember even saying back in the other video that other housewives have dressed up as black folks, and there's been accusations of blackface going on, and none of this was addressed to them. But somehow y'all want to darn gone hold Kenya accountable, and then you got Portia's darn gone ass talking about, well, this is not what we do in 2020. And my darn gone statement still remains: when was it ever appropriate to do? When was it darn gone ever right to darn gone appropriate? So just because somebody did it 10, 5, 15 years ago, it's less than because it's not in the now. So they still can't be held accountable. And yeah, somebody could have grown, but from what I'm hearing of these past accusations, nobody ain't never made no apologies for it. And then here comes darn gone Drew ass. Instead of darn gone holding accountability, she wants to darn gone put her own mother into this. And I was like, now Drew, this is where you fucked up, girl. Honey, you more fucked up than that darn gone sorry darn gone overpriced $1,000 darn gone Matic darn gone Chewbacca. Honey, that darn gone thing looks like a cross between a Chewbacca and a darn gone sea darn gone a sea cap, honey. That thing don't know whether it wants to be a sea cap or a motherfucking darn gone Chewbacca. It look like a cross between both, honey. That darn gone Matic darn. I mean, and once again, I never understand how a wig can look darn gone wet and darn gone dry at the same time. It has that, it has that soggish look to it and dry look at the same time. You like your darn gone wig is just a fine darn gone logic, honey. Just like with you darn gone with this long reach, honey. This long reach that you expect us to believe that you was at a darn gone family celebration. And then you brought your Creole mama into this. And the reason why I'm emphasizing her ethnic background, y'all about to hear it in a moment. But you brought your Creole mama into this shit, talking about your mama personally sewn these up, and we were celebrating our culture and all this, that, and the third. And exactly what culture is that? Exactly what culture is that? Because you told us your mother was Creole, right? And last time I checked, Creoles are not mixed with Indians, especially the red dot Indians, which is what you was more so embodying. So it's like this bitch darn on talking and darn on deflecting and all this bullshit, and don't even realize that she darn on got her ethnic groups mixed up. Now racially, Indians and natives are of the mongoloid-like species, so it's like you're under the same species umbrella per se, but ethnic-wise, they are two totally different darn gone groups of people on 2 different continents. So I'm trying to figure out how in the hell is you trying to spin this narrative that y'all was at a darn gone a celebration of sorts, and then you claiming that it was Native American attire and all this, that, and third, but it was actually Indian attire. And this dipsy bitch is not realizing, yeah, Native Americans here are also referred to as Indians, but You got native indigenous Indians and you got Indians from India. Bitch, you was dressed as a damn Indian from damn India. And as I'm looking here, I was like, why is darn Andy ass is not calling her out on this contradiction? That you don't want... And this is where this darn favoritism shit coming in. I believe that they have it in for darn Kenya. Every time there's a prominent black woman in charge, they always do this shit. First it was with Nene, now we seeing it with Kenya, and then we see Karen Hugler go over, have the bullshit going on with her over there on Potomac. But I don't never see this type of shit with the prominent darn leading folks in the front when it comes to the darn white sisters. That's just me. Honey, the more I see this shit, more and more credible that darn Miss Nene and darn Mariah is starting to sing with they darn discrimination claims, Andy. But back to darn Miss darn contradicting darn Drew Sidora, honey. Mixing her ethnic groups up and not being called out upon it. And then I ain't even know about this. Kenya darn said, well, why you hashtag Halloween if it was a regular family celebration? But you saying it was not at a Halloween party, but the girl next to you looked like she dressed as some sort of damn nurse or some shit. And here you is looking like you darn trying to channel darn what's her name from a Latin? Girl. Just a sad, pathetic darn mess, honey. Y'all can keep Drew. As a matter of fact, no, y'all can bring Drew back because we do need some eye candy, and the eye candy is her husband. So just off of the strength of her husband, you can bring Drew back. Just like y'all was tired of Cynthia, and we kept Cynthia around for darn Patricia, aka Peter, because both Patricia and Peter brought more entertainment than darn Cynthia at times, honey. We can bring Drew back for one more season. But it's like, I'm not here for Drew and her shenanigans. I'm not here for Bravo and they double standards. And why all of a sudden we addressing Kenya, of all people, on cultural appropriation. And like Forrest Ross said, y'all could have darn gone, if y'all was really, and then this is how y'all can tell that y'all really didn't give a damn about it in the moment. Because it's like y'all could have darn gone advise her, like I said in my last video, to go ahead and change a different costume real quick. The way that she was dressed, honey, you could have easily changed the markings and shit up and called yourself a darn Ethiopian princess. You could have easily called yourself some sort of African princess, honey. Native Americans aren't the only ones that wear feathers, honey. The only thing you had to do was darn just change up the lineage and you would have been alright. But you was darn sit on the Native American because of the trace lineage of your Native American ancestry. And this is where it gets kind of lewd, because even if you are of Native American ancestry, should not be worn more so as a costume. African, you can get away with a little bit, because Africans are, it is deemed more of appreciation. I know it's weird, but it's actually deemed more of it's not as offensive for African folks. At least that's what I've gathered. I don't think most Africans are offended when black folks channel, Africans, especially if it's in a positive light. Now, if you darn stereotyping in a negative depiction, that's one thing. But in an appreciative role, like, Africans don't mind, black folks dressing up and, depicting royalty, elegance, and all of that when it comes to, different African cultures. So that's the only thing she had to do. But the fact that they didn't darn tell her that y'all wait until she gets to the reunion to darn try to use this as ammunition against her. But meanwhile, we going to overlook Drew. And I'm not even mentioning it because Portia's darn sister, she's not an actual person on the show. So whatever she did is her darn shit. It was still equally deplorable, but I don't feel that Portia should be accountable for what her darn sister done. And it's like, for all we know, Portia could have corrected her sister off camera. This was not nothing that was done on Housewives of Atlanta. So, Kenya was reaching, trying to bring Portia into the situation. Now, if Portia actually dressed up as somebody, like an Indian or something, that would have been one thing. But Drew, I'm still trying to figure out, how does your Creole mother tie into darn on Indian ancestry. And then it gets even more convoluted because it's like your darn on Creole mother don't even know who her actual birth parents are. So it's like we going based off of the adoptive parents. But I digress. Anyways, y'all leave y'all darn on thoughts down below. But like I said, it was a darn on sad, deplorable, contradicting mess all the way around. From darn on asinine Andy to darn on Drew darn on sad Sidora and her shenanigans. I mean, even with that overreaction of her darn on breaking down at Kenya's darn on retweet, it's like, bitch, the shit was cringy as fuck. You darn gonna expose your darn on adolescent child on darn on TV, with a situation such as him meeting his father for the first time. That was something that could have been done off camera. Yeah, the children supposed to be here in the forefront, but I don't believe stuff like that should necessarily be really pushed in the forefront like that. Maybe when they're older, maybe when they're teenagers, like with Riley. You know, Riley was like 15 when Block Nargon came on Real Housewives of Atlanta. This boy's like 9 years old. It's like, yeah, it was tasteless. It was like, it was highly unnecessary. We did not need to see what the darn on dad looked. And it's like, why, you know, we could have blurred out his face and all of that stuff as well. Because once again, he don't matter. But once again, they had to fish for the storyline. Him looking very much like darn on the current husband. They had to darn on fish for relevance. Because what has Drew really brought other than darn on tackiness and just mess? Matter of fact, this whole season really wasn't doing that much anyways. And it's like these darn on, we had Bolo Gate, Passagate, and then the wig scandal. That's it. I mean, this is sad. And matter of fact, while we own it, honey, let darn on season 14 of Housewives of Atlanta be the last damn season. Let it be, because unless y'all gonna shake up the table and bring, I don't give a damn what Candy say. Candy, we love you and your entrepreneur endeavors and all these businesses and stuff. But if you want to go, girl, you can go, because old lady gang don't bring that much spice to the show to save this shit. It's like, honey, we need a whole shake up. And what I'm suggesting at this point is we bring back Phaedra. If Candy want to leave based off of that, honey, let you go ahead and leave, girl. You worth $40 million. You can go ahead and go. Bring and then if we want to reduce the budget down, honey, y'all can bring Phaedra in for like darn going $300,000 for the whole season. Honey, that'll take out about, because I think Candy is currently the highest paid at $1.9 million. Now I think they all took slight pay cuts, but we can cut the darn on budget even more. I think Candy's current pay for this season was maybe like 1.5 instead of 1.9. But honey, we can darn gonna reduce that budget by 1.2 million and bring darn on Phaedra in. Matter of fact, in replacement of Candy, you can bring several people in just off of darn on Candy's budget alone. Because I said, if you really want to darn on have a good spicy show, go ahead and bring in, let me see, bring in Phaedra. So we got Phaedra. Bring back shit stirring darn on Sheree as a friend only. I don't think she needs a peach, honey. They're gonna let her be a friend, honey. Thank you for being a friend. Come on home back again. The shit is true. You the pasta boo boo. Honey, they're gonna bring her back and pay her ass about $50,000. Go ahead and keep LaToya for another season, honey. Keep LaToya. Push Fallon more so in, since her ass going through this darn on divorce, honey. Let's go ahead and see you. And then darn on Sheree can darn on give us some girl talk about how, you know, going through a divorce for the first time on camera and all that shit. You know, you got Sheree, Cynthia, both of them can go ahead and pep, you know, Sheree, Cynthia, and now Kenya can all darn gonna gather around Fallon for her going through this divorce on camera and the turmoils with that. So you got that. Candy can go. I still would love to see. Now, maybe I'm reaching with this. But, and I don't know if she'll come back. But I would love to see a revamped Kim Fields on there. And then throw in darn on Keisha Knight-Pulliam. You got two established actresses who been working 30-something years. It would be good to see the dynamics of, because you know how Kenya gets insecure when more established actresses are around on the darn gonna scene, honey. And then, you know, both of them don't really see it for Kenya, but both of them are cool with darn going, well, I don't know about Keisha being cool with, but, you know, I can see them being cool with Cynthia. And then you know how Cynthia darn gone sways where the wind blows and stuff. That'll cause darn gone Kenya to get amped up about possibly losing her friend for the upteen time. Keisha is going to give more of the spice that darn gone Kim is a little bit too demure to darn gone give to darn gone Kenya. So I can see that interesting back and forth. And then you got Phaedra Parks thrown in the damn mix. But here comes the catch-22. Phaedra will be like the middle girl because she's now somewhat cool with darn on Kenya. But she also has a fondness for Kim Fields. So once again, this dynamic will be interesting. Go ahead and darn on kick Candy off. The next season lineup needs to breathe. The actual housewives need to be Cynthia, Kenya, Portia. Cynthia, Kenya, Portia. I guess we could keep Drew as a darn old housewife. Drew. Now who's going to be the fifth one? Cynthia, Portia, Kenya. You got Drew. See, I don't want to make darn gone LaToya a full housewife because LaToya, she needs to stay a friend. Honey, we put Phaedra as the darn gone fifth one. Honey, bring her back full time. So that's my darn gone lineup for that one. And then everybody else can be darn gone friend. Well, no, you can also add, you know, we can have 7. We can have darn gone Keisha and Kim can definitely, yeah, they definitely need to be on the payroll. But you can pay both of them like $500,000 each, and I think they'll be satisfied. So $500,000 for Kim and darn on Keisha, that's $1 million. $50,000 for darn going. Well, no, we can go ahead and up it to $100,000. $100,000 for Sheree, shit by Sheree, honey. So now we up to 1.1, and then bring back Phaedra for $300,000. So $1.4 million. So the price that you darn gonna pay Candy alone, honey, you can darn gonna bring Keisha Knight-Pulliam, Kim Fields, Sheree, and Phaedra, all for the price of darn gone Candy. And I think them 4 together will make for more darn gone TV, honey. But those are my thoughts. Y'all leave it down below. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.